Hello everyone, I do believe it is noon, so we will get started here. Welcome to our Tuesday Slow Flow, our noon class. This is Annie from Eat Move Milwaukee. I welcome you to my home studio. We have some sunshine coming in here. If I was a cat, I would curl up in that little spot there of sunshine. So thank you, Milwaukee Rec Department, for keeping us together. We'll have these online classes indefinitely. So stick with us if you like these. Know that I'm always taking feedback on ways to improve, to make them what you want. So please send me a message if that's something that you'd like to have input in. And so today in our slow flow class, we will move through our vinyasa in a slow, gradual way, through our vinyasa, our flow, through our asanas, our postures, incorporating pranayama, our mindful breathing exercises. And as always, we will work on a little bit of core as well. So let's see, no announcements today, but wishing you some enjoyment in the sunshine if you're getting a chance to get out. I know some of you will watch this and practice after the fact, but if you're with me today, I hope that you are making a plan to get outside and enjoy it, take it in. It's quite warm outside. Or maybe you did it already this morning. I did, I hiked. So I'm ready to now come to my mat. I cleared my thoughts. It's been brought to my attention that to clear some of the ups and downs before I find myself here to guide you. So I made sure to do that this morning so that I could bring you more of a full breath and a full heart and a full my full attention and guidance today. So I hope you enjoy that. All right, we're going to start on our backs. So please, if you have blocks and you want to use those, go ahead and place those under the head, under the upper back, and just let yourself sink down. Let those shoulders rest on the block if you're using. Spread out those shoulder blades regardless of whether you have a block or not. I have my block on level 1 across the shoulder blades. Maybe you want it to be down the spine to open the heart even more, arching that heart space towards the sky. So you choose. Head can be at the same level as the block, maybe even lower. Just kind of play with those blocks, those levels, again, if you're using them, and decide what works. And then we might take our hands and very intentionally lay those arms out, let the hands face the sky, wiggle those fingers. And bring your attention to this space more fully. Do your best to just be here, right now. The present is all that we have. Can't change the past. We can't predict the future. But we can live in the now, making the best choices we can with the resources we have on any given day, in any given moment. So start there. Notice your breath. Just feel heavy sinking into the earth, your mat, block. Your jaw, your throat, your shoulders. Relax the hips and the glutes. Relax the arms and the legs. I invite you to set your intention for this practice. What do you need today at this moment? Take one more round of breath, setting that intention. We'll bring those hands to the belly. You can stay right here on those blocks if you've chosen them, or remove them if that would feel good now. Whatever works. Place the hands on the belly. Stretch those legs out. And we'll move into our waterfall breath. Take a big inhalation, filling the lungs with air. And imagine yourself at the top of a waterfall. Take a look around in a couple more breaths. Set that scene for yourself. Notice the beauty. Be right there. In your next exhalation, let that breath cascade over the falls in 3 smooth parts. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Take it at your own pace. In and out. Stick with that visual of the waterfall. Take one more round of breath. And slowly begin to stretch out your arms and legs. Big breath in as you stretch. And then exhale, you might draw those knees into the chest and just gently rock back and forth, massaging that lower back. Let those feet come down to the earth. Actually hold on to the right knee. Let that left leg slide slowly out. Inhale, and then exhale, draw that right knee in a little bit more. You could rotate through the ankle both directions. Right hand on the right knee, take a breath in, and exhale, open up that knee to the right. Inhale back through center, left hand reaches for the right knee, and exhale, let's take our first twist. Drawing that right knee across, reach that right shoulder blade down to the earth. Inhale back to center. And we'll draw that left knee in. Let the right knee stretch out, right leg stretch out. Inhale. Exhale, let that left knee come in a little bit more. Rotate through the ankle if you wish. Take a breath in with that left hand on the left knee. Exhale, open up to the left. Wrap that right hip to the earth, creating a little internal tension. Notice that strength through the core. Inhale through center, right hand guides the left knee. Exhale, twist across the body. And inhale back to center. And we'll draw that other knee in again. Bring those knees in, and then we'll send them up to the sky. I have extremely tight hamstrings from some weekend activities, so this is about as far as I'm still only able to go right now. So listen to your body and notice where you are. So we'll take a forward fold here, imagining this as our forward fold on the ground, but in a different orientation. So inhale, reach those arms overhead, and exhale, then reach up, fold up. And if you do have those tight hamstrings, you might start to gently press and release through those heels. And relax the head. If you want to continue pressing those heels up to the sky, take a moment. One more. And then we'll bring those heels down, try to keep them glued together. And stretch all the way out. Full body stretch again, inhale. And exhale, this time we'll bend, take a lateral bend. So take those arms and legs in the same direction, right foot crosses over the left ankle. Then you might gradually draw that right wrist across the head with the left, wrapping the hips and the shoulders down to the earth, just finding that deep lateral stretch. Inhale back through center, and exhale it over to the other side. Inhale back through center again, take another full body stretch. And then we'll bring those hands down to our sides. We'll move into a fish pose here for our back bend. So with fish pose, lying flat, we bring those hands underneath the backside. So just lift up one glute and then the other. Slide those hands underneath, palms face down, extending so the hands might be under the glutes, they might be under the lower back, depending on how long your torso is. So from here, we start to walk those shoulder blades together slightly and let those elbows start pressing into the earth. So notice here what happens when you start to press into those elbows. That chest, the rib cage starts to expand and bend. So take a swallow, because as we tilt our head back, we may not be able to swallow. Take a swallow and start to press into those elbows, allowing that head to drag up and off the earth. And then land with the top of your head on your mat. Most of the weight here is in the elbows, only a little bit of the weight in the head. So if you are feeling strain, press into the elbows more, just float the head. Maybe you want to go deeper, strengthening the core by lifting those legs, lifting on an angle, strengthening the quadriceps, the hip flexors. One more breath in, press into those elbows again, start to lower the head down, release those hands, bring them underneath the head, cradling the skull, and just gently twist the head back and forth. Take another full body stretch, and exhale, draw those knees in, and then let them drop over to one side. So we'll start with some of our core work here, bringing those hands back to cradle at the base of the skull. Elbows are really wide. So wrap that left shoulder blade away from those knees. Take a breath in here as you're lowered to the earth. And then exhale as you lift that chest straight up to the sky. So trying to keep that neck neutral, not crunching that neck. And as we breathe here, we strengthen those side abdominals, those oblique muscles. Take your time. Inhale down, exhale up. One more breath in, exhale up, and release. Take those knees back up through the center on an inhale, exhale to the other side. Take an inhale as we're lying flat, and then exhale, lift the chest up. And repeat on this side for a few rounds. One more here. And release. And we'll bring those knees back through center. Allow those arms to now move to a T. And we'll set those legs up for a 90-degree angle. So just shift that sacrum, that pelvis, so that those bones are nice and flat on the earth. And we'll flex those feet. Take a breath in here at the center. Draw the lower back down to the earth. Exhale as you move those knees over to the right. Keeping that left shoulder blade on the earth. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. So just moving back and forth with your breath. Again, targeting those side abdominals. Try to keep this fluid. Only go as far as you can to keep that opposite shoulder blade on the earth. And use your side abdominals to bring you back up, not the momentum of this movement. One more each side, or complete the round that you're on. And slowly bring those ankles across, those hands can grab the knees. And we'll start to rock along the length of the spine, eventually bringing yourself up. Maybe you can land and hit right into that boat pose. So if you don't move right into that, see if you can get there from wherever you do land. So try to find that sweet spot between the tailbone and the sit bones. Lean that torso back. You can look up towards the sky. You can look towards your toes. Maybe those heels are still on the earth. Maybe the hands are holding onto the thighs. Take one more breath. And then exhale, hug those knees. Sit tall. Release. We'll take one more boat. Setting it up here. Again, you can keep those heels on the earth. You might raise those feet up. You might even go higher. You might even decide to take a bind. Peace fingers to big toes. And here are my tight hamstrings again. So I'm going to take it easy here. Doing the best that I can. Cramping everywhere in toes and feet and all of those things. One more breath in, and then release. Sit nice and tall. We're going to rotate through that left shoulder, planting that hand like a kickstand, that arm like a kickstand. Take a breath in, and twist as you exhale. Then we'll wrap that arm around the legs and rotate through the other shoulder. Inhale, and exhale, deepen the twist. And then we'll release. And we'll drop those knees to the side. We're going to move towards the front of the mat here, or at least I'm going to face, you may be facing the front, the top of your mat. I'm kind of facing the side, but facing nonetheless. Moving into deer pose. So I have one leg in front and the other one is kind of parallel to the side of the mat. So we're going to work on a twist here, but also work on some glute exercises, some more strength for you. So first, as we find this posture in deer, we're going to try to aim that front knee down to the earth while drawing that back sit bone down. See if you can lengthen the spine and draw that knee down and that sit bone down. Creating that internal tension, that isometric movement. Really try to find that tall spine. It's challenging here depending on how your hip flexors are, but try to find that tall spine and bring that knee and that sit bone down. Do your best. Breath in, and then exhale as you walk over to the side of the leg that's in front. So you might slightly lift and shift that hip, and you can stay on your hands. You could walk down to the forearms. You could use a block. Maybe you rest that head on the earth and extend the arms. Deepening that twist with the exhale. Draw that left sit bone down. Again, it may not touch, but draw it back so you find more length in that side body. One more breath in. And we start to walk back up and around to the front. Staying in this position, we're going to shift that back foot back just a little bit, maybe even bring this more to a square position here. So you can plant these hands, one in front of the shin and one kind of off to the side from the knee, or anywhere in between there. If you have blocks, you can also use those. You can also sit more upright, and you could take your arms out to the side. You'll see where we're going soon to see where you want to be with this posture. So we're going to try to lift this back knee off the earth in the back lower leg, okay? Strengthening that glute muscle. So first we find our breath. So we can inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Next inhale, we bring that leg up, and exhale. We'll take 3 of these. And release. So then sweep that leg to the front. Notice if you felt it in the hip flexor. We'll bring that foot either in front of this leg here, or you can always cross it over for a deep hip stretch and a counter stretch here as well. So now this leg that's in front, or the knee that's to the sky, I'm going to circle through that same arm, make that kickstand again, hug or hook the other elbow, take a breath in and find length, and then exhale, twist. Strengthening that hip, stretching that glute that we just worked, that we just targeted, and release. We'll move to the other side, but first let's stretch those legs out in front of us, give them a shake. Notice any parts that are feeling tender or tight or achy, and just tap them out, give them some love. And then we'll bring the other leg to the side. So make that kind of 2 sides of a square here, and find that tall spine, drawing that front knee down and that back sit bone down as well. So the more that you practice that isometric movement, the easier that it becomes, like many, many things. So if this is the first time you're trying it and your hips feel really tight, just do the best that you can. Start somewhere. So again, find that tall spine, notice length and the stretch in the side body. Keep drawing that back sit bone down, and then if that knee comes up, try to press it down as well. Take a breath in, get long, and then exhale, walk over that knee, that side that's to the front, maybe lifting and shifting the hips slightly, and you find where you'd like to bring yourself down. Keep drawing that right sit bone down to the earth, making length through the side body on the right. And start to walk back up to the front. We'll work on lifting that back leg. Okay, so now that you know where we're going, you can decide where those hands fit best. All right, so you might lean a little bit towards that front knee. Take a breath in as you lift and lower. And then we'll shift that leg around. Maybe you can't get there fast enough because that hip is starting to tighten up. So again, you can bring that foot to the front and cross it all the way over that other leg, stretching that hip more deeply. We'll circle through that right shoulder, hug or hook the other elbow, take a big breath in, find length, and then exhale, deepen that twist. We'll take those legs out straight in front of us. Again, giving them a shake. Reach those heels out. Really reach them here. We're going to stretch into those hamstrings. So if you too are finding that your hamstrings are tight, we're going to get there. So you can plant those hands at your sides and press the backs of the knees into the earth. Lift those heels. And you can even pulse. Slightly lifting and lowering. Take a breath in, reach those arms up, and exhale, gently scoop those hands around, bringing them to the backs of the knees. Let those legs feel heavy as you draw those knees wide, bringing the soles of the feet together, maybe rock back and forth, again to resettle those sit bones. finding yourself in bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. And we find length here as we grow tall out of that spine. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Notice the core engagement. Take another breath in, and then exhale, draw those knees down to the earth. Inhale up, and exhale, start to fold over those feet, holding onto the toes. Lengthen the spine. Take a breath in and reach the crown of the head out. And exhale, fold. All the way back up. And now we'll gently take one leg out to the side and then the other, moving into a forward fold. I like to keep a block or two in front of me for a forward fold from this wide angled posture, Upavista Konasana. And so maybe you do too. And you can have them on whatever level. These blocks are really handy, and these are quite rigid, that they are really hard and they're going to stay in place. It can be good and bad. So first remove the flesh from under those sit bones. And then maybe you put those hands behind the hips, press into the heels of the hands and find that length again. Notice the core firing up. That core strength is so important to keep that tall spine, to keep that posture. So whether you're trying to get a 6-pack, 8-pack, 12-pack, whatever in your abs, just know that strength of some sort in that core, and the core goes all the way around. It's not just the abdominals. Know that that's important for that posture, which is important for so many other things in our days. Our neck strength, our shoulder and chest strength, it's all connected. All right, see if you can remove those hands. Let's take a breath in, reach those arms up again. And this time we fold. So maybe you want to let that head rest on one of those blocks. Oops, that's not quite where I am at today. I want to bring my hands here. So let those toes and those knees point up to the sky. Reach up through that crown and exhale as you hinge from the hips and fold forward. It doesn't matter how deeply you fold. Keep those sit bones moving back to the mat and let that chest melt down. Again, notice that core engagement. One more breath in, reach the crown of that head out, and exhale, melt. Slowly come back up on an inhale, and exhale, float those hands down. We're going to bring those knees in. You can put the blocks to the side, behind you. We'll fold those knees over to one side, and then make our way into a tabletop position here. Hands are shoulder width apart, hips are over the knees. Just shift those hips back and forth. Wag the tail. We'll move into our next pranayama here from tabletop position. Let's find our 4, 7, 8 breath. This is a good one for working through anxiety. It can be done from kneeling. It can be done from sitting, standing, lying down, twisting, all different postures. So choose it, find it, use it whenever you need to. Press into the earth. Protract those shoulder blades. Next breath in, we dip that belly down. In through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold the breath here. Hold this pose. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, move that spine to the sky. Let it go through the nose as well. 8, 7, through the mouth. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale again through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, draw that spine to the sky. Breathe out through the mouth like you're blowing through a straw. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take 2 more strong rounds of 4, 7, 8 breath at your own pace. Find child's pose when you're finished. In that child's pose, you might take the knees wide. You might keep them together, but gently slide those hips back to the heels. Extend those arms out. Let the head ground on something, whether it's the mat, a block, or stacked fists or palms. Reach those hands out. Maybe even wiggle the fingers. Breathe. And then when you're ready, we'll bring ourselves back up to the knees. Keep those hands ahead of the shoulders at this point. Tuck the toes. And gently press those hips to the sky. First downward facing dog. Press those heels down. They don't have to touch the earth, but move them in that direction. So again, if you've got those tight hamstrings like me, maybe this is where you ease into more of a hamstring stretch. You can pedal. You can walk it out. Reach the heart back towards the thighs. Move that left foot in towards the center, and then we inhale that right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and draw some circles with that knee. Try to keep even weight through the arms. Both directions with that knee. And then inhale that leg up to the sky. And exhale, let's draw it through to low lunge. Let that back knee come down. Front knee is over the ankle. Sink into that front leg. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Arms reach up, inhale. Spiral those pinkies towards each other. Exhale, cactus those arms, shine the heart. Inhale up again. Exhale, hands reach down. We'll bring that left hand to the inside of the right leg. Next inhale, this right arm is going to peel up to the sky, and we twist. So if you want to go a little deeper, and if you have that left hand securely on the earth, you might feel okay lifting that back knee and see if that allows you to twist more deeply. One more breath in. Slowly bring those arms down. Plant that back knee. And then we'll send that right leg to the sky again. Inhale, here come our crunches. Exhale, take it to the chest. Inhale, back up. Exhale, same side elbow. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, cross it over. And back up. And then all the way down and pedal it out. Press those heels back. We'll make those feet a little wider than, or as wide as the mat rather, and walk them a little closer to the hands. So once you arrive here in this wider stance, down dog, wider from side to side, but then more narrow from front to back, just press. We'll lift that right hand up. You can float it, or you can draw it to the left calf, looking under that left arm. Feel that core strength, and float it back down. And then we'll take that left hand. You can float it or draw it to the right calf, and bring yourself closer there. Find that core strength. And back down. We'll walk those feet back out. Take any breaks or movements here that you need. Walk that right foot into the center. Left leg lifts up. We bend at the knee, open it up, and we circle through the hips. Try to keep equal weight through those arms. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it to that low lunge. Take your time and as many steps as you need. Help that leg forward. Front knee is over the ankle. Shift the left hip forward. Left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, reach those arms up, spiraling the pinkies towards each other. Exhale, cactus the arms, shine the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, take those hands down, plant that right hand. And then we'll inhale next, peel that left arm up to the sky. Again, an option to bring that knee off. Press into that right hand. It's right in line with that leg. The arm is right in line with the leg. And twist open. Breathe. One more breath in. And then exhale, bring it down. And we'll send, you can bring this right knee down. We'll send that left leg back up to the sky as you inhale. And exhale, crunch it forward. Inhale up, same side elbow. Back to the sky. Exhale, opposite elbow. Back up. And all the way to down dog. Placing those feet hip distance apart again. Take a little walk to the top of your mat. And just hang there in a forward fold. Allow yourself to shake side to side, shake it out. And come back to the center, and we'll start to roll all the way up. Moving to that mountain pose. Let those shoulders roll back and arms open up. Just pause there. We're going to move into a balanced pose in a moment. Catch your breath. Notice that breath. Come back to your intention. From here, you can plant those hands on your hips. Heart center out to the side. We're going to move into our tree pose. So start by rooting through that right foot. Left toe tips come to the earth. And when you're ready, you can turn that left knee out. Start to draw that right hip in. Find length here already. And then you decide where you want that left foot to go. Really open up that knee, press foot into leg, leg into foot. And then you decide where the arms are going to go. Do you want to grow some branches? Keep reaching up for height, lengthen. Imagine a string pulling the crown of that head to the sky. And root through the arch of that base foot. Find your steady gazing point. One more breath in. Bring hands down to heart center. Take your time bringing that knee back to the front. And shake it out. And then plant. Shake out both legs. And we'll move to the other side. So now planting that left foot. Bring the right toe tips to the earth. And turn that knee out. So right away we draw that other hip in towards the center, that left hip in towards the center line. And you plant that foot wherever you want it. Maybe it's on the calf, maybe the upper leg, just not right on the knee joint. A little too much pressure for that knee. So keep wrapping that hip behind. Again, find length. Let that string pull you up to the sky, and those roots keep you solid on your mat. Find your steady gazing point, your drishti, and then decide if you want to bring those arms out into some kind of a mudra posture. Keep wrapping that knee behind. One more breath in. And then we slowly bring those hands and feet all the way down and shake it out. Come to the top of your mat again. Just step there very gently. Rooting through those feet, rolling from ball to arch of the foot. We circle those arms up. Inhale. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands. We step back into your version of plank. Maybe it's a high plank, maybe forearms, maybe knees. Take a breath in as you press that floor away. And then lower down either knees, chest, chin, or we shift forward, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, release. And move those hips back to child's pose, extending those arms out. Ground your head. And then we extend onto the belly. Slowly make your way onto your back. Once you arrive, draw those knees into the chest. Rock back and forth. And let those knees drop over to the right. Arms can move to a T. Keep that left shoulder blade on the earth. Squeeze those knees together. And then inhale them back to center. And exhale them over to the left. Draw them together. Wrap the right shoulder blade down. Back to center. Let's bring those knees in and even wider here into happy baby. Soles of the feet to the sky. Find a bind. Maybe hands to the thighs. Maybe to the calves, ankles, inner feet. Or peace fingers around big toes. Once you arrive in your full expression of happy baby, spread out those shoulder blades and lengthen that spine. Uncurl the tailbone. Lay it as flat as you can. Do your best. Breathe. And you can rock. And you can stretch. What do you need right here? Bring those feet as wide as the mat, arms in a T again. Start to rock those feet from side to side, and as you do, allow those heels to start to creep down to the length of your mat. Take another full body stretch when you arrive. Big breath in. Exhale, float those hands down to the belly, finishing with Samavriti, equal breath. To the full inhalation and exhalation, trying to make them the same length, same amount of counts, whatever you decide, and keeping track. Notice if you can fill those lungs more than you thought you could. You reach what you think is the top, and then this balloon opens and we fill it even more. You exhale, pressing it out, and then you press it out even more. Just try. One more round of Samavriti, and then any other movements, postures, or stretches that would help you complete your practice today. And find your final relaxation in Shavasana, staying there as long as you need to after the formal close of this practice. Gently bring your attention back to this space. Start to wiggle fingers and toes, stretch out. Eventually make your way to one side of your mat. Take another breath there. And when you're ready, press up to a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed. I invite you to bring those hands to heart center. No matter where you are on your journey in this week, year, or lifetime, I thank you for pausing to share this practice today. The light, love, and peace in me recognize and honor the light, love, and peace in you. Namaste. Thank you for coming to your mat today. Remember that if you repeat any of these practices, you can always add more core work if you want, or take it at your own pace. Add anything extra that you want to. So thanks for joining today. I hope to see you Thursday morning at our slow flow right here, 9 a.m. Peace.